Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 85, verses 57 through 59. And we will chant together verse 57 because 59 is a bit complicated. So 57 is very nice. It's got Krishna's name in it, so it makes it perfect. Okay, so here we go, 57. Tam dṛṣṭvā Devakī devī mṛtāgamana-nirgamam mene su-vismitā māyāṁ kṛṣṇasya racitāṁ nṛpa tam dṛṣṭvā Devakī devī mṛtāgamana-nirgamam mene su-vismitā māyāṁ kṛṣṇasya racitāṁ nṛpa tam dṛṣṭvā Devakī devī mṛtāgamana-nirgamam mene su-vismitā māyāṁ kṛṣṇasya racitāṁ nṛpa. Chant this. Dṛṣṭvā, seeing. Devakī, Devakī. Devī, divine. Mṛta, of the dead sons. Āgamana, the return. Nirgamam, and departure. Mene, she thought. Su, very much. Vismitā, amazed. Māyāṁ, magic. Kṛṣṇasya, by Kṛṣṇa. Rasa, produced. nṛpa, O King Parīkṣit. Translation. Seeing her sons return from death and then depart again, saintly Devakī was struck with wonder. O king, she concluded that this was all simply an illusion created by Kṛṣṇa. Mukam karari vatsala mangalam gate girinya kipam taham bande shikurum dharnam om gyana timirandasya gyananja sharakaya chakshamiditam yaina tasamai shikurave namaha. So I was just, when I saw the synonyms here, magic, Maya. So it's Krishna's magic that he brought her sons and then they went away. Krishna's magic. So yes, today is also a day for Krishna's magic because it's Rasa Lila day. We'll talk a little bit about that after we finish these verses. So there's different kinds of magic. There's Yogamaya and there's Mahamaya. So most people in this world, they're under the Mahamaya magic, but in the spiritual world, it's the Yogamaya magic. So verse 58, I'll just chant. Evaṁ-vidhāny adbhutāni kṛṣṇasya paramātmanaḥ vīryāṇy ananta-vīryasya sant ananta-vīryasya. Shri Kṛṣṇa, Supreme Soul, Lord of unlimited value, perform countless pastimes just as amazing as this one, Odisen Abarta. Text 59. Shri Sutta Uvacha ya idam anushinoti shanayam vamararesh charitam vitakrite vanitam vyasaputraya jagadaghabid alam tadbhaktasat karnapuram bhagavati krita chito yati takshematama. Translation. Sri Sutta Goswami said this pastime, enacted by Lord Murari, whose fame is eternal, totally destroys the sins of the universe and serves as a transcendental ornament for his devotees' ears. Anyone who carefully hears or narrates this pastime, as recounted by the Venerable Son of Vyasa, will be able to fix his mind in meditation on the Supreme Lord and attain to the all-auspicious kingdom of God. So, if you really actually heard this pastime, you'll be able to fix your mind on Kṛṣṇa, and your sins will be destroyed. So this is a very special verse. It's a Phala Shruti. It's giving you benedictions. Good you're here today. So, purport. According to Sridhar Swami, hearing the wonderful events of Lord Kṛṣṇa's life destroys sins in a manner that is perfect, alam, because it is easy. Anyone can easily participate in this hearing, and those who become devoted to Kṛṣṇa always enjoy wearing on their ears the ornaments of topics concerning him. Not only those who are present at the time of their occurrence, but also Shukadeva Goswami, Sutta Goswami, all who have heard since, and everyone in the universe who will hear in the future, all are blessed by the continuous recital of Lord Kṛṣṇa's transcendental glories. Thus, in the purports of humble servants of divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, to 10th canto, 85th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled, Lord Kṛṣṇa instructs Vasudeva and retrieves Devaki's sons. So yeah, anyone can participate. All you need is 2 ears. Of course, your mind should be there too. That would be helpful. If your mind is listening, it's also hearing. Yes, that is very helpful. So, we're going to talk first about today's special day, which is Rasa Leela. And I'm going to bring some very interesting verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, which describe Rasa Leela. And it's not from the 10th canto either, from 2nd canto and 3rd canto. Did you know that? Very special verses there. So the first one is in 3rd canto, 5th chapter, verse 24. And it explains what is the purpose of creation. And you'll be very surprised to know what is the purpose of creation. So the verse says, the Lord, undisputed proprietor of everything, was the only seer. Cosmic manifestation was not present at that time. Thus he felt imperfect without his plenary and separated parts and parcels. So we're the separated ones. The material energy was dormant, whereas internal potency was manifested. So Kṛṣṇa was missing us. We were sleeping. Maya was sleeping, and because Maya was sleeping, we were under her Maya, and we were sleeping too. So he wanted to wake us up. Why did he want to wake us up? The Lord wanted to create the cosmic manifestation to give another chance to the conditioned souls who were dormant in forgetfulness. So we were sleeping, we were forgetting Kṛṣṇa, wanted to wake us up. The cosmic manifestation gives the conditioned souls a chance to go back home, back to Godhead, and that is its main purpose. Okay, we got one purpose here. Go back to home, back to Godhead. Now, so there's going to be more purposes. The Lord is so kind in the absence of such a manifestation, he feels something wanting. Thus the creation takes place. The whole process is to enliven the sleeping conditioned souls to the real life of spiritual consciousness so they may become as perfect as the ever-liberated souls in Vaikuntha lokas. Okay, so here is the one. Here's the sentence which reveals the purpose of creation, which you probably never heard before. Since the Lord is Satchid Ananda-Vigraha, he likes every part and parcel of his different potencies. Okay. Okay, good. I hope that's better. So then, yes, since the Lord is Satchidananda-Vigraha, he likes every part and parcel of his different potencies to take part in the blissful rasa because participation with the Lord in his eternal rasa lila is the highest living condition, perfect and spiritual bliss and eternal knowledge. Did you know that? Purpose of creation is to join Krishna's rasa lila. Prabhupada says in 3rd canto, purport. Isn't that wonderful? And so yes, so hopefully we will understand today what that means. In Krishna book, Prabhupada says, Krishna is dancing. And we are also dancing, every living entity. But there's a difference between Krishna's dancing in the spiritual world and in the material world, our dancing. So Lord, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Ekalisha Krishna Arshabritya Jai Jache Naiche Chetari Jaichetori Nitya. So the master dancer is Krishna, and we dance according to his will and his desire. So those who are in Krishna consciousness respond rightly to Krishna's dancing. We dance with him, not away from him. They don't try to dance independently, Prabhupada says. Those in the material world, they try to imitate Krishna's dancing. Living entities are dancing under the direction of Krishna's Maya and thinking they're equal to Krishna, but this is not fact. In Krishna consciousness, this misconception is absent. For a person in Krishna consciousness knows Krishna is the supreme master and everyone is his servant. And so we should dance with Krishna, not without Krishna. Yeah, this is very important. Prabhupada says one has to dance to please Krishna, not to imitate Krishna. And we see some good imitations here in the temple sometimes of people imitating Krishna's dancing. I gotta be careful. So then the gopis wanted to please Krishna. So as Krishna sang, they responded and encouraged him by saying, well done, well done. So that's Rasalila time. So Prabhupada asked the question, where does this dancing propensity come from? That comes from the Supreme Lord, Rasadi, Vilas. Krishna has the business of dancing and we are his parts and parcels. So we have the same spirit. We want to dance too. And if you come to Madhava's Kirtan, you will see everyone dancing over there. We want to dance. But it's good if we dance for Krishna. This material world has perverted the dancing propensity. Well, so where do we get this idea? Jamadhyasya Tahat, coming from Krishna. So unless Krishna dances, we also don't want to dance. We get it from him. We get it from him. So one time, Srila Prabhupada was asked by his disciple, is Radharani dancing? He was looking at the deities. Is she dancing? Prabhupada said, yes. If she stopped dancing, everything would be finished. She's always dancing. And there's an example in Australia. They hired a non-devotee photographer to take pictures of Radha Krishna. So he was taking his pictures. He said, hey, she moved. And this is a non-devotee. He said, you have to fix her veil. Yeah, so she was dancing and the photographer caught it, that she was dancing. Non-devotee photographer. So where did Radharani and the gopis learn dancing? Where did they learn it? When I was giving a lecture in the Gurukul, when it used to be here, on Radhashtami, one Guru Kudi boy asked me the question, did Radharani go to Gurukul? And I said, no, she learned in a different way. So it's explained in Bhagavatam how she learned and how all the gopis learned dancing. And it's very, very interesting, the conclusion of this purport. The verse is 2:4-24. I offer my respectful obeisances to Srila Vyasadeva, incarnation of Vasudeva, who compiled the Vedic scriptures. Pure devotees, drink up nectarian, transcendental knowledge dropping from the lotus-like mouth of the Lord. So it's very interesting that what this nectar coming from the mouth of Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam. So let's see, where is it coming from? What is the origin of Bhagavatam? You think it's Krishna, actually, of course. But how is it Krishna? Purport. The nectar from the mouth of Lord Krishna is transferred to his different consorts. So as they learn the finer arts of music, dance, dressing, decorations, and all such things which are relished by the Lord. So, yeah, so what it means is when gopis and Kṛṣṇa and Rasalita and they're kissing, they learn everything. They don't have to go to school. So, I want you therefore try to understand Vedic scriptures or the nectar transferred by the Lord to his consorts in the conjugal humor from the lotus-like mouth of Vyasadeva. That's where Bhagavatam's coming from. It's coming from Rasalita, actually. So, according to Srila Prabhupada 2.424 purport, by gradual development of transcendental knowledge, one can rise to the stage of transcendental arts of music and dance displayed by the Lord in his Rasalita. But without having Vedic knowledge, one can hardly understand transcendental nature of the Lord's rasa dance and music. So you need Bhagavatam to understand. The pure devotees of the Lord, however, can equally relish the nectar, here's the sentence, in the form of profound philosophical discourses and the form of kissing by the Lord in the rasa dance, as there is no mundane distinction between the two. Did you know that? Bhagavatam is the same as Kṛṣṇa kissing the gopis. So when we're in Bhagavatam class, that's what we're getting. Isn't that nice? And today's the day, Rasalita. So you can meditate on that. So when we hear Bhagavatam, we are joining Rasalita. And today is a good day to remember that. So in this verse says, this pastime enacted by Lord Murari, whose fame is eternal, totally destroys the sins of the universe and serves as a transcendental ornament for his devotees' ears. So this is a Shruti fall that's giving benedictions. It destroys our sins, and it's an ornament for our ears. So that's the ornaments that the devotees wear in Goloka Vrindavan, pastimes of Kṛṣṇa. Yashoda, when she was churning, she was chanting pastimes of Kṛṣṇa. So we should keep Bhagavatam as an ornament on our ears. Sanatana Goswami has given more realizations in his prayers to Srimad Bhagavatam. Sarvashastapti piyusha, O nectar churned from the ocean of all the Vedic scriptures. So we know from 8th canto, when they churned the ocean of milk, so many things came out. A horse, an elephant, Lakshmi, a moon, so many things. And but what happens when you churn the Vedas? Bhagavatam comes out. It's the cream. It's the nectar. Nectar came out, and that's Bhagavatam. So yes, and it said in one verse that Shukadeva spoke this most confidential supplement to the cream of Vedic knowledge after personally assimilating it by experience. Sarva Vedaika Sat Phala. Oh, most prominent transcendental fruit of the Vedas. So the Vedas are like the desire tree. From the Vedas, you can learn how to build houses according to Vastu, how to build temples, how to fly airplanes. One time, one reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, so what is the knowledge from the Vedas about flying airplanes? Prabhupada mentioned that. So then Prabhupada said, yeah, there's different ways. You can go by carpet, you can go by mantra, or you can go by pigeon. So then the reporter asked Prabhupada, so how come you're flying in the airplane? And Prabhupada said, to be one with you. So, nobody could catch Prabhupada. So yeah, there's so many things in the Vedas, how to build, how to do everything. But what happens, what is the transcendental fruit of the Vedas? Bhagavatam. So it's the fruit. Nigama kalpatarar galitam phalam shukamakaramitada samhitam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam maharahoda sikha bhuvi bhavukha. Drink Bhagavatam. It is the ripened fruit of the Vedas. So we have ripened fruit. Gurudas asked Prabhupada, what are the fruits like in Goloka Vrindavan? So Prabhupada said, yes, there's no skin and no seed. And when you finish one fruit, another one comes in your hand to eat as many as you want. Yes. I have one friend in Sweden who is very very interested in eating prasadam. His plate is like the lid of a big pot, and his bowls are like huge. He eats lots of prasad. So recently, the temple president left his body, and he said, oh, he's so lucky he's going to get unlimited prasad. So he was blessing. That was his blessing. Anyway, so yes, prasad. This is our prasad, Bhagavatam. We drink it. We drink it. And Sarva Siddhanta Ratna, yeah, it is the jewel of all spiritual philosophical conclusions. All the Vedas are there, especially the next, now 86, chapter 87, prayers personify Vedas. All the Upanishads are in those prayers, and all the Vedas are in those prayers. So that will be maybe after a month. Meaning of Bhagavatam, the full purport of Mahabharata is there. Commentary of Brahma Gayatri. This is from Garuda Purana. Essence of all Vedic literature, histories. And it's the real commentary, Vedanta Sutra. Vedanta Sutra is the cream. But it's the commentary. If you want to understand Vedanta Sutra, you have to read Bhagavatam. Sarvalokaika Prada. You who grant spiritual vision to all people of the world. So, of course, everyone in Kali Yuga has lost their vision. Not that there is no light, but they don't want to see the light. They don't want to see. Very difficult to preach. So, Sarva Bhagavata Prana, Srimad Bhagavata Prabhu. Life breath of the Vaishnava devotees. Srila Prabhupada said in a lecture in Geneva, don't waste time. As much as possible, try to hear Bhagavatam. Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. Bhagavatam is very, very dear to the Vaishnavas. In Vrindavan, you will find they're always reading Bhagavatam. So you're all in Vrindavan now. You're all in Vrindavan. Now's the time to read Bhagavatam. That is their life and soul. Bhagavatam is so nice. If you practice anywhere, any condition, simply by reading Bhagavatam, you will be happy. So if you're not happy, read Bhagavatam. So, Shri Krishna Parivartita, you are the sun which has arisen to dispel darkness of Kali Yuga. It is said in Bhagavatam, Kṛṣṇa Swadhamapagate Dharma-gyana divisaha Kalao-nasta dishamesha puranarko tunoditaha. Bhagavatam is as brilliant as the sun, has arisen just after the departure of Lord Kṛṣṇa to his own abode, accompanied by religion and knowledge, etc. Persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance and Kali will get light from Bhagavatam. So you see the Back to Godhead magazine, there's a light at the top, and there's the book, actually. It's the Bhagavatam is there, and the light is shining on the people. So where there is Kṛṣṇa, there is no darkness, and Bhagavatam is Kṛṣṇa. And so we can be in the light. So there are other suns. So Bhagavatam has arisen in Kali Yuga. And of course, Prabhupada has come in Kali Yuga. And also, the holy name has come. And Gaura-Nitai have come. So many suns we have. We have no excuse. So in Chaitamrita, it said, Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahavita Gauradai Pushvanta Monada. I offer respectful obeisance to Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and the moon. They have arisen simultaneously in the horizon of Gauda to dissipate the darkness of ignorance and wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj describes in Adi Lila, chapter 1, verse 97 to 100, how Gaura-Nitai are like the sun and moon. Shurya Chanda Bahire Tamase Vinashe Bahirastu Gatpat Adise Prakashe. The sun and moon dissipate the darkness of the external world and reveal external material objects like pots and plates. Dvibai Hridaya Kali Andakar, Dvibai Bhagavat Shangi Karan Shakatkar. But these two brothers, Gaura-Nitai, come in our heart and dissipate the darkness of the inner core of our heart. So if you take Gaura-Nitai in your heart, what happens? Then they help you meet the two kinds of Bhagavatas, Guru and Book and Devakī, Bhagavata. So this book describes the devotee Bhagavata. Then to the actions of the two Bhagavatas, the Lord gives bhakti rasa. And in your heart, and when you get bhakti, you control Kṛṣṇa. So that's what happens if you hear Bhagavatam attentively. By the mercy of Gaura, we meet the two Bhagavatas, we get Kṛṣṇa praying. Paramananda-pataya prema-varshyaksharayate. O Bhagavatam, I offer respectful obeisance to you. By reading you and attains transcendent bliss. For your syllables rain pure love of God upon the reader. So each and every word of Bhagavatam, Prabhupada said, is full of volumes of meaning, each word. Just like Sridhar was saying, just one word is enough. If you just read one word from Krishna, from Bhagavatam, it's enough to make you Krishna conscious. And if you have studied Bhagavatam, that means you finished all your educational advancement. Limit of education. And we have an example in our movement, Radhika Raman. Radhika Raman is her name? Yeah, Radhika Raman, who was doing homeschooling, and his only textbook was Bhagavatam. At the age of 12, 14 or something, he went to college. He understood everything. And he became a professor around age 21. And now he's in a college. He has 5 departments. Most professors have to wait till the end of their lives to get one department. He has 5. So this is, and now his son, 14 years old, is going to college. Full scholarship. In Utah, I believe. Full scholarship. His son, 14 years old, taken after his father. So yeah, all you need is Bhagavatam. And yes, so Bhagavatam begins where Gita ends. Gita at the end, sarvadharma prityaja mamekam sharanam vraja, surrender to me. Give up all varieties of dharmas and surrender to me. And beginning of Bhagavatam, dharma projita kvaitavatra, all dharmas are kicked out from this Bhagavatam. Same, it's just picking up from Bhagavad-Gita. Yes, it's the MA, as Prabhupada says. So all cheating religions are kicked out. Bhagavad-Gita taught so many different processes. Varnashram, this, that, this dharma, yoga, all kicked out from Bhagavatam and Gita too at the end. And Krishna says, only surrender to me, only accept me. And so this is the same purpose of Bhagavatam. Sarvada sarvadevyaya Shri Kṛṣṇaya namostute. So you are always to be served by everyone, for you are an incarnation of Lord Kṛṣṇa. So we have to serve Bhagavatam, nityam bhagavata sevaya, because we're servants of Kṛṣṇa. We can also serve Bhagavatam. Talasandharva, it is said, quoting from Skanda Purana, what is the use of collecting hundreds of thousands of other scriptures? If someone living in Kali Yuga doesn't have Bhagavatam in his home, he's not a Vaishnava. You better get Bhagavatam. Even though it's Bhadra's finished, it's okay. You can still get your Bhagavatam set, or else you're not a devotee if you have a house. Keep it in your house. In fact, in Kali Yuga, a Brahmana who doesn't have Bhagavatam in his home is worse than a dog eater. Ooh, watch out. It's very heavy here. So then, wherever in Kali Yuga Bhagavatam is present, there Lord Hari will go along with 13 demigods, principal demigods. Any human being he daily reads with devotion one verse will get the benefits of studying all 18 Puranas. Don't need to read Padma Purana and all those. Just Bhagavatam. You'll get all of them. And Prabhupada said in one lecture, if you chant one chapter of Bhagavatam every day for 1 year, you'll become a great scholar. And guess what? I did it. And when I started teaching Bhakti, I wrote in Bhakti, of course. So, yeah, you can do it. Anyone, and I wasn't even chanting a whole chapter. I was just chanting prayers, like, nice verses from a chapter every day. Only Sanskrit, not English. I was just, English is also okay. But I like to sing with the tambura, so English was good, Sanskrit was good for me. Okay, so now, Mad Ekabandha Matsangin. Oh, Srimad Bhagavatam, oh, my only friend, oh, my companion. You're not alone in this world if you have Bhagavatam. Madguru, my Mahadana, oh my teacher, oh my great wealth. That's the wealth of the Brahmanas, Bhagavatam. Manishtadaka madbhagya, oh my deliverer, oh my good fortune. Yes, very auspicious. Mad ananda namostite, oh my bliss, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. Again, Tattva says, the Vedas, the Puranas, and the Kavya, poetic works, instruct one like a master, a friend, or a beloved, respectively. But Bhagavatam instructs like all three. So Vedic tradition recognizes three ways of teaching, like a ruler, like a friend, and like a lover. The Vedas speak in imperative voice, like an overlord. Satyam vada dharmam chara, speak the truth and be religious. So the Vedas don't have to give logical arguments or reasons. You're expected to obey without question. Puranas instruct like a friend, narrating stories, moral conclusions, and giving explanations with reason. And Kavya, poetic, gives counsel like a beloved lady, speaking sweetly but indirectly. So, yes. So in Bhagavatam, it's very heavy. It's a guru. Right in the second verse, it says, we're kicking out all, cheating religions. And then Narada Muni chastised Vyasadeva, how come you wrote such nonsense books like Vedas and Vedanta? You didn't talk about Kṛṣṇa. So then he wrote Bhagavatam. So imagine getting chastised for writing Vedas and Vedanta. That's pretty heavy. So, and then, so that's where Bhagavatam is a bit heavy. And like a friend, Narada is telling the story of his life and Dhruva Maharaja's life. And you see Dhruva, he's after money, like a lot of people who worship the Lord. They go to Tirupati, they make him a benefactor. He gets some of the profit, a percentage of their business. So he's like one of their, not workers, but one of their members in the business, family business. They get percentages of their profit to Tirupati. And so Dhruva Maharaj was like that. We learned, that actually, when you actually meet Kṛṣṇa and you're with Kṛṣṇa, your money, it has no use. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Nothing means. It's a bunch of zeros, Prabhupada said. Your money, your house, your bank balance, all 0, 0, 0. If you put Kṛṣṇa in front, 1, it becomes valuable. And your body also is useless too, especially in old age. When you're young, you can do something, but after 70, almost 80, it's a little difficult. So Prabhupada says, last one, Gopi Gita. That's the loving prayers of the ladies, the gopis. Jai tite tikam janmana vraja jayat indira shaswadatrahi dājijishyatam dikshitavakas taititasavas tam vichintate. The gopis said, "O beloved, your birth in the land of Vraj has made it exceedingly glorious. Thus Indira, goddess of fortune, always resides here. It is only for your sake that we, your devoted servants, maintain our lives. We've been searching everywhere for you, so please show yourself to us." So who is that goddess of fortune in Vrindavan? Someone once asked me that question. Who is the Lakshmi? It's Radharani. She's the origin of all Lakshmi. She is in Vrindavan, and that's why Vrindavan is auspicious. Yeah, Radhe Radhe on all the trees and all the rickshawalas. It's Radharani. It's making Vrindavan auspicious. So then, now the next, Asadu sadhu tadaye natine chataraka. Oh, Srimad Bhagavatam, give our saintliness to the unsaintly, uplifter of the very fallen. So Bhagavatam tells us how to transform ourselves from asadu to sadhu by hearing Bhagavatam. In the second verse again, although it's heavy in the beginning, it ends up nicely at the end of that verse with a benediction. Prabhupada says, one must be anxious to hear this transcendental message. The desire to sincerely hear is the first qualification one becomes qualified to hear Bhagavatam after many pious deeds. The intelligent person with thoughtful discretion can be assured by great sage Vyasadeva he can realize Supreme Personality directly by hearing Bhagavatam, without undergoing the different stages of realization set forth in the Vedas, like Varnashram. One can be lifted immediately to the position of Paramahansa simply by agreeing to receive this message. So Bhagavatam is Paramahansa Samhita. It's for the Paramahansas. But even if we're not Paramahansas, we can become so by having anxiety to hear Bhagavatam, agreeing to hear Bhagavatam. So then, Anamuncha kadachin mam prem nahit kantayasvara. Please don't ever leave me. Please come manifest in my heart and my throat, accompanying a pure love of Kṛṣṇa. So what is the benefit of hearing Bhagavatam? This is Sanatana Goswami's prayer. Keep Bhagavatam always with him, finally to realize Bhagavatam with words and heart. So if you hear Bhagavatam attentively, you'll experience Bhagavatam as your friend, your guru, and you'll have a change of heart. Okay, so I will stop there. If you have any questions, comments, you can ask at this point. Why don't you go to It's Quiet today? Sure. No questions or comments? Okay, not a problem. You can go early to breakfast if there's no questions or comments. Oh, I see one way back there under the tree. Hi, Krishna.
In Bhagavad-Gita, in chapter 4, it says the shloka Vrindavan was said. So Krishna said that when we will be declined in dharma, I will appear. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came 500 years ago. So Prabhu came and went, but he still have a dharma on the earth. So Krishna appeared, but the dharma didn't vanish.
Well, while Krishna was here, it did. Dharma vanished when Krishna, that's the reason he came.
So then Mahaprabhu came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu,
right.
Was Krishna installed.
Yeah, and the reason he came was because people didn't accept Kṛṣṇa. They misunderstood Kṛṣṇa. And so then Lord Chaitanya had to come and teach them, okay, now this is what Kṛṣṇa is trying to teach you in Gita. You didn't get it. So now I'm going to teach you how to be servant of Kṛṣṇa. Now he came, that's why he had to come. It got lost. As Krishna says in Gita, it's lost. It's lost, so now I'm going to give it to you again. But then between the time Lord Kṛṣṇa came and Lord Chaitanya came, the Vaishnava tradition was completely misguided. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had to come and reestablish the Vaishnavas because there were so many deviant groups at the time of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, calling themselves Vaishnavas. Sahaji has so many, like 13 it's named in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he had to come again. And then, and through him, through Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, through Srila Prabhupada, again, they came and established Dharma. Srila Prabhupada, well, Kṛṣṇa gave it when he came, but then it was locked. And then Lord Chaitanya came, he gave it, it was locked in India. And then Prabhupada came, and it was locked in India, so he broke open the box and distributed it all over the world. And actually, Chaitanya Charitamrita says, real dharma is the behavior of the Vaishnava. If you want to know what dharma is, see the behavior of the Vaishnava. The Vaishnava's behavior establishes dharma. What is the true dharma? So we're lucky we have Srila Prabhupada to show us what is the true dharma. What is real dharma? Okay, anybody? Yes, here, in front. Microphone.
Thank you very much for all the blessings about Bhagavatam. My question is, how cultivate this mood increase attention to Bhagavatam? More discussion about Bhagavatam.
How can you get the mood?
This was some recommendation of
What helped me was reading the books. I think I read it at least 20 times before I started teaching. And one thing is to keep reading. And another thing is you can say these prayers of Sanatana Goswami before you read. Every day in our Bhakti Vaibhava Bhaktivedanta courses, we were saying these prayers every day because they have the essence of how to increase your love for Bhagavatam. And another thing is associate with those who have that feeling, Associate with Srila Prabhupada, the sage of Nine Sharanya, Shukadev. Associate with them. Pray before you read. Ask for help to understand. Offer obeisance before you read, after you read. And read slowly, not fast. You read slowly. Try to find something that really gets your attention and meditate on that and apply it to your life. Reading is one thing, but when you apply it, just like prayers of Queen Kunti, she's seeing the mercy of Kṛṣṇa. So when I was teaching that seminar on Queen Kunti, so I would give homework. Okay, now tomorrow you see how is Krishna's mercy coming to you. And Prabhupada in the Purpura, he says, sometimes we are reluctant to accept the mercy. So what kind of mercy you don't want? And what kind of mercy you appreciate? You have to apply it. You have to, like Gita also, Gita said, one of the first instruction, Krishna says, Tamsi Bharata. It's going to be winter and summer, happiness and distress. As long as you're in this world, you have to tolerate. So practice tolerating for a day, a week, an hour. You practice what you read, then you say, okay, how can I practice this? And another way is to tell somebody, share what you learn, share it with somebody else. Then it becomes real. Yeah, for me, it's like, if I teach, I get tested as a teacher in my life. Near-death experience. Oh. Anyway, okay, any other questions? Yes, here in the front on the ladies' side. Raise your hand. No.
Krishna. So, you were mentioning about the Srimad Bhagavatam chapters, like a chapter a day for 1 year. So, do you read from the first canto, or like how do you manage?
Oh yeah, yeah. I would read all the important verses from a chapter. Like in chapter 1, the first 3 verses, and others are there. Chapter 2, there's from verse 6 to 21. There's a whole from Shraddha to Prema. And, chapter 3, there's a list of incarnations. Chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 8 especially, prayers of Queen Kunti. So I would just go, I want to read every chapter of Bhagavatam. I would just choose the ones that were very good, relevant for me. And prayers, mostly prayers of Prahlad, prayers of Bhishma, prayers personified Vedas. That's all I did. Usually it would take me 6 months to get through it. So I would do it twice. Okay. Anybody else have a question? Jai, glories to Prabhupada, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.